Alright, so this problem says Ali spent $6 less than 2/3 of his money on a book and $6 more than 1/2 of his remaining money on a pen. He still had $3 left. Determine the total amount of money Ali had before he purchased the two items. To do this problem, we'll make a visual representation of Ali's money after he buys the book and after he buys the pen. We'll start by making a rectangle and dividing it into thirds, like the problem says. This will represent Ali's money after he buys the book. So this entire rectangle should represent the amount of money Ali has originally. We're going to be shading in parts of the rectangle to represent the amount of money Ali spent on the book. It says in the problem Ali spent less than $6 less than 2/3 of his money on the book. So we'll make less than 2/3 shaded, specifically $6 less than 2/3. As we can see, the shaded portion represents the amount of money Ali spent on the book. There's one square missing from the 2/3 because we know that Ali spent $6 less than 2/3 and not the complete 2/3. The white space remaining, the $6 and the other third, will represent the amount of money Ali had after his purchase. The second part of the first sentence says that he spent $6 more than 1/2 of his remaining money on a pen. So now we'll make a visual representation for how much money he spent on the This diagram will represent the amount of money Ali spent on the pen. That's why it's divided into halves. The problem says he spent $6 more than half of his remaining money, so we'll show that on our little rectangle. Again, the shaded portion represents the amount of money Ali spends. As we can see, it's a bit more than half, specifically $6 more than half, as said in the problem. On the next sentence, it says he still had $3 left, meaning the unshaded portion that we have over here must be the remaining $3 he had after buying the pen. To find the original amount of money Ali had, we'll need to figure out the value of the halves of this rectangle here. So, we know that 1/2 is $9 because, as we can see here, 1/2 includes the $6 here and the $3 that he has remaining. So 1/2 of the second diagram is $9, meaning the full thing must be $18. Since the second diagram is the amount of money Ali had after buying the book, that means the amount of money Ali had after buying the book was $18. Meaning that this area over here, the unshaded portion of the first diagram, the amount of money he had remaining, meaning after buying the book, is also the $18 represented on the second diagram. So, if the unshaded area of the first diagram represents $18, we also know that this area is the $6 plus 1/3 of the rectangle, meaning the 1/3 must be $12, as 18 minus 6 is 12. And now we have the value of each of the thirds of the rectangle, meaning we can find the original amount of money Ali had. If each third is $12, that means this one over here should be a combined total of $12. The $6 we have here and another 6, which makes 12. And this third over here is also $12. Since we mentioned earlier that the entire rectangle divided into thirds represents Allie's original amount of money, we know Allie originally had 12 times 3, which is $36. So we will write that down as the answer to our problem. Allie originally had $36. And that's the answer to the problem.